How do you make sure you're not buying a device that's going to become blacklisted? This is a question I get from a lot of people. And if I'm being honest, guys, this is one of the most terrifying things as a phone flipper. If you're buying phones, you want to make sure that the phones that you're buying are going to actually be sustainable. You want to also make sure that they're going to be able to help make you a profit instead of taking from you. If you don't know what phone flipping is, I share that on this channel, a whole bunch of tips and tricks, but phone flipping is just literally flipping the money that you've invested into more money. I have a really good example and I want to show you guys about a deal I'm thinking about closing. And if I do close it, I will show you guys. You guys let me know in the comments, do you guys think I should close this deal? I ended up seeing this phone and got intrigued. Now, I also seen this name that I know, so I said, okay, let me go ahead and let me hit this person up. All of my offer ups do not reveal my identity, so people wouldn't really know it's me. I wanna show you guys how you could actually play on the negotiation aspects on multiple platforms. All I did was I said, I can do $450. The person made a crying emoji and then a laughing face. I said, this is Verizon 256, correct? Locked on a Verizon account, right? Question mark. The person just responds 900. She just doesn't like the sound of $450. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going on Facebook where I have my personal face, right? Then I ended up hitting her up. I said, and I saw that she had a story for these phones, and this phone. It said, give me best offer. So I ended up hitting her up. I said, how much you looking for? She said $900. I don't respond. That was Monday, 1 p.m. I don't even respond. Tuesday, 5:30, she says, or do you have anybody else who wants it? It could be picked up today. That showed me that this person was urgent, and it also showed me that they trust me. So Wednesday, I said, my buyers are looking to pay lower than 900. It's locked to Verizon. Send me the IMEI. I can get you an offer by today. Now, the reason why I'm so slow on my communication is because I like to see if people are eager. I like to scope out the scene. I like to figure out what my leverage is on every transaction. A lot of phone flippers end up failing because they're trying to force deals, acquire the asset before they really get the asset's value from the person selling it. He said, it's a replacement device. I can do $850 or $800. Now, this was a really important little situation because when she ended up going and saying she could do $850 and then automatically going down to $800, I thought that was interesting. I then sent her a voice message. And what I was telling her is you need the IMEI. The IMEI is something that's important in order for us to close this deal because it tells me about the device. She says, I do have the IMEI, but I don't feel comfortable giving it out. Now, remember, she says she doesn't feel comfortable giving it out, which at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I won't buy it, right? The phone never been used. Interesting, but you don't want to give the IMEI out, okay? I'm not gonna let nothing happen, but if you ever feel like giving it out, just let me know and I will get you a price. Have a casual conversation, let her know, listen, I get it. You're a little scared, skeptical, nothing wrong with that. But whenever you come around, just go ahead and shoot that IMEI to me. So then she goes and does what a lot of you guys do. She goes on a site where it's a free IMEI checker, Swapper, and goes and sends me the IMEI. She said, so if I send you the IMEI, nobody can hack it? Nobody can hack your IMEI. Okay, that's not true. Now, she then sends me this vague little shot. It says Apple 17 Pro, cosmetic orange. Like, this doesn't even say anything, okay? I don't even think all she did was show me the specs of the device. IMEI can't be hacked. It's purely a number to identify a device. It's just like the VIN number on your card. It just gives you information, that's it. She said, I looked it up though, it's clean. And then she proceeds to show me the IMEI, which I think she realized I'm not stupid. I don't see the IMEI in the picture. She didn't mean to send me this one. She meant to send me this one again. See, she cropped it right here and did not give me the IMEI up top. There's no IMEI up top. But what ended up happening was she must have been trying to get this sale so bad, she ended up sending the IMEI. So when she sent the IMEI, I said, okay. I said, Swapper isn't an IMEI search tool we use W. So she then goes and clicks on here very fast. And then when she does, and she sends me a screenshot of what the IMEI says. Now let's go over this. It's important for you to be able to learn as much information for yourself. It says IMEI, IMEI2, MEID, serial number, all of that. Now the estimated purchase date is interesting. It says 10/10/2025. Then everything else is green. Warranty status, limited warranty. but look at SIM lock status. It says unlocked. So originally she thought this was a Verizon locked phone. Isn't that funny? So what I did was, I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the site to look up the IMEI. You're gonna learn that it's unlocked. You're gonna trust me more. So what happened was, she says, it's unlocked. I said, see, exclamation point. This is why you need to check on these sites. Wow, thanks for real. Definitely gonna hook you up if you get it sold. It can go for more, right? So now you might be thinking, yo, B, you just raised the price. No, I actually lowered the price. I said, yes, it should go for more than 800. Let me check. I just sat there, let her cook. I let her sit. Let her think. Let her create her own type of pricing. She says, honestly, I'll let it go for 1,000 because it's unlocked. I don't have a box or nothing. The phone never been used. So then I'm like, this is interesting. I said, something does not make sense. I don't understand why this person would be trying to sell this phone for just 1,000. Okay, so looking at this, you can see everything we saw before, but a little bit more information. So telephone technical support expires in 1 month, 25 days. But then it shows that this was activated in February. Interesting, right? You wanna know why that's interesting? Because if this phone was never used and nobody ever touched it, well, why was it activated in February? That's where she has some explaining to do. You know, just like you probably thought, well, she is gonna charge you more because it's unlocked. That's why I sort of kind of opened this Pandora box, because I wanted to learn more about the device. She trusts me now, right? What I do is I say, the only problem is that it's a replacement device. So we found out as well is that this is not a device that is going to work long-term 50-50. It's a 50-50 chance, because this is a device that she actually got from an insurance claim. She said her phone broke, got this phone in the mail, and didn't return her old phone, and now it's trying to sell this phone. So it's a risky phone. And that's why I think it was activated in February, maybe because she was trying to put her information on it. I'm not sure. I said, this is a replacement device. Not saying it's going to be less. I don't have the exact number yet. It's like an insurance claim, right? She said, yes, I can do best offer, LOL. So then I tell her, it was activated in February. I do my own research. $850. The phone is new, but someone activated, not saying you did. The reason I said somebody activated, not saying you did, was because I know she did, okay? And I wanted her to tell her herself. She said, I did. I activated it trying to transfer, but I ended up erasing everything. Why would she try to transfer? So then she said, so only 50 more? I was trying to get at least 950 or something, just need the money. I'm moving in 5 days. Ding, 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 now I see I got more leverage. So you're on the timeline. You trust me. I am the person that has the money. I have the leverage. So I said 720 to 750 is what they were trying to pay for it when they thought it was Verizon locked. Here's why it's not 1,000. Because an insurance claim device is a refurbished device that comes unlocked with no box or charger. If you get someone to pay 900 plus, take it. I'd rather buy the phone from you because I know you're not gonna scam me. You see how I played my indifference role? So what I ended up doing was saying, you know what? If you can find somebody that offer you what you want, go ahead and take that. I'm happy for you. But if not, I'd rather do the deal with you because I trust you. So I ended up letting her know, like, I trust you, I'm trying to get this done. She said, that's why I'm trying to figure it out, because something we can both agree on, because I trust you. 900 is good, question mark. You can get it after work. It's charged too with my mom. I can send her address. So then I show her the phone from Priceless. I said, I can't go that high. I'm losing money. It's a headset only. Buyer isn't going any higher. So 850 is the highest. That's the best offer I got. So can you tell me, since I'm selling and they want the phone back, I'll just get fined? Like, what would happen? No. So you have Verizon, right? Yes. I hate it so bad, And then she says, we can do the deal too. I can only take Cash App or PayPal. I said, they will most likely blacklist the phone you are selling. That's why it's a headset only and they pay less. They also can charge you on your account, right? She said, okay. Then she asked me for my cell phone number and everything. We go over to the cell phone, okay? Now, I'm not gonna put the cell phone on the screen because she gave me an address and all that. I'm gonna read you something. Number one, she hit me up from her iCloud. Now, an iCloud, being hit up from the iCloud is very dangerous. Whenever anybody hits you up from her iCloud, they're either trying to do one or two things. They're trying to hide their identity, or they're trying to get another device because obviously they can't vibe with an iCloud, right? Remember, we trust each other, so why are you texting me from my iCloud? Okay, it says, it's blank, let me know when to send the address. I said, okay, bet. Never let her know when to send the address. Then she hit me up And like 2 hours later, she says, hey, I found the original charger. Would that make the price better or no? I said no. And then I said, what's the address? The address is an hour away. Now I'm starting to calculate like, bro, $8.50 an hour away. This ain't making sense. So then I said, damn, I'm just peeping what you asked on Facebook about what happens when you don't return the phone. Is the phone on your Verizon account? If so, it's most likely going to get blacklisted once they realize you aren't returning your old phone. That's risky. She then said, yeah, it's from Verizon. It's clean though, and everything is unlocked. I told them I was keeping it though. They just said I'll have to pay. But let me know what you want to do because I marked it as sold already. And she did. She marked it as sold from OfferUp already. I said, I'm going to be real with you. I can't take the risk. If I buy it for $850 and it ends up getting blacklisted, I'm the one taking the loss. I can't sell phones with that type of risk attached, especially to people in my network. If I was going to do something like that, I'd throw it back. I'd have to throw it back up and try to move it fast to someone random. The price is too high for that risk. It's just too unpredictable. They still have blacklisted phones even when they charge the full retail price. Oh, they still blacklist phones even when they charge you, basically. So me saying this, guys, I'm basically putting her head, I can't do this deal. I can't do the deal. She sends the little shake of my head. She says, okay, thanks. I guess nobody will buy it. They will most likely blacklist the phone. I didn't see her saying that. And then she says, I'm confused. I thought you knew though, that's why they weren't paying so high. Or is there any way for you to help me sell it at all? I'm not responding at all. Even if it's a little bit cheaper, like just trying to make a little bread to help me move. Sorry for bothering you, I just need help. Like she's texting me. Now the next day I said, I got you, but I can't offer you that price at all. What price can you offer? $700? You can pick it up today as well. I don't mean to spam you or anything, but you're really the only person I trust. Just let me know if you want to pick it up. I said, yeah, I'm only gonna pay like $500. And you're looking for close to $1,000. Can we make a deal, something we agree on? She said, what about $600? And I'm not looking for $1,000 anymore because I understand what you said, so I'm trying to work with you on the price. I said, okay, I'm sorry for the late reply. What I want to do is tomorrow I will come to the address. Can we schedule something for the morning time? She said, yes, the morning. Just text me before you're on your way. This is the morning, right here. I'm thinking about going to get this phone. Let me explain to you why. This phone is worth right now to the buyers $950. Everything that I said to her wasn't cap, it was true. But if I'm gonna buy a phone for $500, I need to make at least $300 to $400 profit every single time. Every single time. I don't want $50. I don't want $100. I want $400. I want $300. You understand? $300 to $400, I'll take an hour drive. That's 2 hours of my time. That's a problem with me. Okay, so I am finally back. It is now 8:53. If y'all can see that, it's like 8:53. What a day. I ended up traveling around like an hour and 13 minutes to this person's, the address they sent me. I never usually go to addresses, but this time I decided to. This was somebody I knew or I know, and I did. I brought the phone. Okay, now the phone is in excellent condition, I'd say. I even sat there and set it up just to make sure that it didn't have any iCloud or anything on it. Everything's good. Now, what did I actually pay for this phone and how much am I actually going to make? One of the buyers right now is in Atlantic City, which is not too far from me. They're going to come up to New Jersey. I'm going to sell them this device and some more devices that I have. This is going to be my most profitable deal this week. This is an iPhone 17 Pro Max. I will be selling this Pro Max for $950, and then I paid $500 for it. I'm making a profit of $450 from this one device. That is a good ass deal. And this was something I wanted to document because I knew it would go this way. I think that a lot of us, we tend to feel the best deal is to make people feel like they've won. Well, also educating people is important, and also making sure that if you do have to travel, you're being paid and compensated for your time. This was 2 hours out of my day. And I think this was a fair deal. What do you guys think below? Do you guys think that I got away with highway robbery, or do you guys think that I was fair? I feel like I was fair. This is a huge risk. I could sell this phone to the buyer and get blacklisted next week, and then they look at me like, yo, you owe me bread, and I'm not paying them no money back. You obviously know that, right? But I could lose connections over this phone. So I do think that it's important, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like these type of videos, definitely like this video. I know it's a lot of head talking, but Out of respect for her and her mother and her residents, I didn't want to record there, but just know these deals can be done. You just have to do a little bit of talking, patience, and also making sure you always maintain that leverage. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.